Imagine a world where the air is thick with an eerie silence. A silence so profound it reverberates through the concrete canyons of a once bustling metropolis. A city that once thrummed with the rhythm of life, now stands still, a chilling monument to an unexpected cataclysm. The streets, once teeming with the hustle and bustle of everyday life, lay barren. Cars are left abandoned mid-journey, their doors ajar, engines silent. The only sound to break the uncanny quiet is the occasional rustle of a newspaper tumbling like a tumbleweed across the desolate asphalt. The buildings, once soaring high into the sky, now stand as hollowed husks. Their windows stare blankly out onto the empty streets, like the vacant eyes of a corpse. The storefronts, once filled with vibrant colors and enticing aromas, now hold only dust and decay. The city, in its silent stillness, holds its breath, waiting for a sign of life, a flicker of hope. In this unsettling calm, a chilling tale begins to unfold. An outbreak, sudden and relentless, swept across the globe. A pathogen, unknown and unyielding, turning those it infected into the stuff of nightmares. People, once full of dreams and desires, now transformed into mindless zombies. Their humanity stripped away, leaving only a primal hunger. The city, once a beacon of civilization, now stands as a stark reminder of our fragility. A testament to how quickly life as we know it can be flipped on its head. And yet, amidst the desolation and despair, there is a glimmer of hope. In the heart of the city, a lone figure emerges, a beacon of life in the shadow of death. Meet our lone survivor torn between the will to live and the terror of the undead. In the desolate landscape of the apocalypse, there exists a single beacon of hope, a solitary figure battling the odds. Our protagonist, a lone survivor, navigates through the remnants of a world once familiar, now transformed into a chilling nightmare. Their name is lost in the echoes of the past, their identity now defined solely by their struggle for survival against the relentless undead. Imagine waking up each day knowing that the world outside your barricaded windows is crawling with creatures of the night, your life hanging by a thread. Each day is a battle, each breath a defiance of the odds. This is the reality our survivor faces, a constant test of their courage, their will, and their resourcefulness. In the face of such adversity, routines become lifelines. Each morning begins with the meticulous inspection of the barricades, the only barrier between life and a gruesome death. Meals are frugal, consumed not for pleasure but for sustenance. Every resource is precious, every scrap of food, every drop of water, rationed with the precision of a seasoned survivor. Yet even in this bleak existence there's a glimmer of hope. A crackling radio, the only connection to the outside world, serves as a beacon, a desperate plea for rescue. Each day, our survivor tunes into the static-filled frequencies, hoping against hope to catch a fragment of a rescue signal, a lifeline in the sea of silence. But survival is not just about the physical. It's a psychological war, a battle against the terror of the unknown, the fear of what lurks in the shadows, the dread of the setting sun, the haunting silence that precedes the guttural growls of the undead. These are the silent foes our survivor must vanquish day after day. As the sun sets, the true terror begins. The world outside plunges into darkness, and with it comes the chilling reminder of the nightmare that awaits. For our lone survivor, the fight for survival is far from over. The darkness descends, bringing with it the chilling echoes of the undead. As night blankets the world, the eerie calm of the day gives way to a spine-chilling symphony of the night. The once silent air now hums with the whispers of the undead, their groans carried by the wind, each one louder and more terrifying than the last. As the sun retreats, surrendering the world to the moon, the danger multiplies. Shadows lengthen, cloaking the world in a darkness that is almost tangible, a darkness that hides the horrors that lurk within. Every rustle of leaves, every distant howl sends adrenaline coursing through the survivors' veins, their senses heightened in the face of imminent terror. The night is no longer a refuge, no longer a sanctuary where one can hide from the world. Instead, it becomes a hunting ground, a stage for the undead to enact their gruesome play. The survivor, once the master of their fate, becomes the prey, their heartbeat a drum, echoing the countdown to a possible end. The survivor's world contracts to the immediate vicinity, every sound amplified, every shadow a potential threat. The familiar landscape of the day morphs into a labyrinth of darkness, each corner potentially hiding a monster. The survivor's breath comes in short, sharp gasps, their heart pounding in their chest like a wild drum. In the distance, the chilling chorus of the undead grows louder, their groans a haunting melody that resonates in the still night air. Their footfalls echo like a death knell, a constant reminder of the impending doom. The survivors' senses are on high alert, their body tensed, ready to fight or flee at the slightest provocation. The night is alive with the whispers of the undead, their presence a constant looming threat. The survivor feels their presence, can almost touch the icy tendrils of fear that they bring with them. But they stand resolute, a beacon of hope in the enveloping darkness. Tonight, the survivor is not alone. The nightfall brings with it terror, yes, but also a grim determination. The survivor will fight, will survive because surrender is not an option. And so they wait, poised on the edge of the abyss, ready to face whatever the darkness throws their way. In the shadows the undead lurk, their hunger insatiable. As the darkness deepens, a chilling wind carries the stench of decay, the haunting whispers of the undead. From the black abyss they emerge, their grotesque forms shrouded in an eerie silence. Their eyes, devoid of life, glow with an unholy light, the harbingers of death and despair. Their mouths, twisted in a grotesque parody of hunger, echo the hollow growls of the beast within. The first encounter is always the most terrifying. The realization that the world as we know it has morphed into a nightmarish realm, that the faces once familiar are now masks of monstrosity. The terror is a visceral shock, a cold dread that freezes blood and shatters sanity. It's a chase, a desperate scramble for survival where every heartbeat is a ticking countdown, every breath a stolen respite from the relentless pursuit. The fight for survival is brutal and unforgiving. It's an inferno of fear and adrenaline, a dance on the edge of oblivion. Every movement is strategic, every decision a matter of life and death. The survivor, once an ordinary human, is now a warrior, armed with the will to live and the courage to fight. Their weapon is not just the makeshift club or the rusty knife, but the burning determination in their heart, the unyielding spirit in their soul. The reality of the situation is a harsh awakening, a brutal reminder of the fragility of life. The survivor's struggle is not just against the undead, but against the crushing despair, the creeping hopelessness. Yet, in the heart of the survivor, a defiant flame flickers, a beacon of hope in the engulfing darkness. The encounter with the undead is not a battle, but a war. A war that tests the limits of human strength, the boundaries of human courage. It's a war where victory is not guaranteed, where survival is the only reward. But it's not the end, it's just the beginning. In the face of terror, questions echo in the silence. As we delve deeper into the shadows of this horrifying tale, a myriad of inquiries begin to swirl within the abyss of uncertainty. The origin of this outbreak remains an enigma, shrouded in a veil of darkness and despair. Was it an experiment gone awry, or a virus unleashed from the depths of the earth? Or perhaps, a sinister design of an unseen enemy? The answers are as elusive as the specter of hope in this gloomy reality. The fate of the rest of humanity hangs precariously in the balance. Are there others out there, lost and alone, fighting their own battles against the undead? Or has the world succumbed entirely to this nightmarish plague, leaving our lone survivor as the last vestige of a world that once was? The silence that pervades speaks volumes yet offers no definitive answers. In the midst of this bleak panorama, the glimmer of a cure seems like a distant star, flickering at the edge of a dark universe. Is it possible to turn back the hands of the clock to restore life to the lifeless, to conquer this undead eclipse? Or is this a new dawn, a new era, where the living cower in the shadows of the dead? The future of our survivor is a tale yet unwritten, teetering on the precipice of survival and extinction. What are their chances in this new world order? Is there a beacon of rescue waiting beyond the horizon, or is their fate sealed within the jaws of the undead? As the sun rises, the survivor is left with more questions than answers and the chilling realization that the eclipse of the undead has just